The Great Library of Alexandria, the rise and fall of the world's first knowledge empire. Imagine a city on the edge of the Mediterranean, filled with marble palaces, white streets, bustling markets, and ships arriving from every corner of the known world. This was Alexandria, founded in 331 BC by Alexander the Great. Alexander's dream was to build a city that would stand as the jewel of his empire, a place of trade, culture, and learning. After his death, Egypt fell under the rule of one of his generals, Ptolemy I Soter. The birth of the library. The ideal was revolutionary: gather all the knowledge of mankind in one place. Ptolemy and his successors began to construct a vast library, a place that would house texts from every civilization: Greece, Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, China, and even as far as Africa. The library was part of a larger research center called the Museum, from which we get the modern word museum. The Museum wasn't just shelves of scrolls. It was a living university where scholars lived, ate, researched, and debated ideas together. It was funded by the Ptolemaic kings, meaning scholars could focus entirely on study without worrying about money. It is said that the library may have held anywhere between 400,000 to 700,000 scrolls, though no one knows for certain. Imagine rows upon rows of papyrus scrolls, each one holding mathematics, philosophy, astronomy, medicine, literature, and histories of civilizations long gone. The quest for knowledge. The rulers of Alexandria were relentless in their quest to expand the collection. They had a law: any ship that docked in Alexandria was searched for scrolls. If scrolls were found, they were taken to the library, copied by scribes, and sometimes the original was kept while a copy was returned. This aggressive policy meant that Alexandria quickly became the largest repository of human knowledge ever assembled at that time. The library contained works from the greatest minds of Greece, like Homer, Sophocles, and Aristotle, but also texts from Babylonian astronomers, Egyptian priests, Indian mathematicians, and Chinese philosophers. It was a place where East met West, where knowledge crossed borders. The scholars of Alexandria. The library attracted brilliant minds from across the ancient world. Among them were Euclid, often called the father of geometry, who wrote Elements, one of the most influential math books in history. Eratosthenes, who not only calculated the circumference of the Earth with astonishing accuracy, but also created the first system of latitude and longitude. Herophilos, a physician who performed some of the earliest human dissections and made groundbreaking discoveries about the nervous system. Hypatia, a philosopher and mathematician who lived centuries later and became one of the last great figures associated with Alexandria. These were people who didn't just preserve knowledge, they expanded it. The library was not a museum of old ideas, it was a factory of innovation. The mystery of the destruction. And yet, the Library of Alexandria is remembered today not for what it achieved, but for what was lost. Its destruction is one of the greatest tragedies in human history. But how did it happen? The truth is, we don't know exactly. There are several theories. 1. Julius Caesar's fire 48 BC. During a civil war in Egypt, Caesar set fire to ships in the harbor of Alexandria. The flames spread, and some sources claim the fire reached parts of the library, destroying thousands of scrolls. 2. The Roman Emperor Aurelian 3rd century AD. During his campaign to recapture the city, parts of Alexandria were destroyed. It's possible the library, or what remained of it, suffered then. 3. The Theophilus Decree 391 AD. The Christian patriarch Theophilus ordered the destruction of pagan temples in Alexandria, and some believe the Serapeum, a daughter library of the Great Library, was destroyed at this time. 4. The Muslim conquest 642 AD. Later stories, though debated by historians, claim that when the Arabs conquered Alexandria, the Caliph Omar ordered the scrolls to be burned, saying that if the books agreed with the Quran they were unnecessary, and if they disagreed they were dangerous. Historians today think it wasn't a single moment, but a slow decline, war, neglect, politics, and changing times gradually erased this treasure. What was lost? The loss is unimaginable. Think about it. Civilizations rise and fall, but their knowledge can live forever in books. If the works stored in Alexandria had survived, human history might have advanced by centuries. Ancient Greek inventions like steam engines were already being experimented with. Indian mathematics may have had advanced concepts that Europe only rediscovered later. Lost plays of Sophocles and Aeschylus gone. Unknown histories of civilizations we don't even remember vanished. It is chilling to imagine how different the world might be today if those scrolls had survived. The legacy. But the story doesn't end in tragedy. The idea of the Great Library inspired generations. During the Renaissance, European scholars dreamed of recovering lost texts. Modern libraries, museums, and universities carry the same vision, to gather knowledge and share it freely. In 2002, Egypt opened the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a massive modern library built near the ancient site. It holds millions of books, digital archives, and research centers. Its design, a great disk rising from the ground, like the rising sun, is a symbol of the rebirth of knowledge. The lesson of Alexandria. The Great Library of Alexandria is more than history. It is a warning and a dream. It teaches us that knowledge is fragile. It can be lost in a moment of fire, war, or neglect. But it also reminds us that humanity's greatest strength is its curiosity, its hunger to learn. Today, we live in an age where almost all human knowledge is a click away. But that privilege is only possible because we stand on the shoulders of those who came before, the dreamers of Alexandria who believed that knowledge belonged to the world. The library may be gone, but its spirit lives every time a student opens a book, a scientist makes a discovery, or a teacher shares wisdom with the next generation.